completed 1 or 2 assignments.
Okay. No, the moment you finish one, then let me know. I'll see whether I want it on MS Team or I want it on this. Otherwise, I'll take it on Google Classroom. I'll see. Okay. So keep solving. And once you are able to finish, like I will collect it once module 1 is over. I don't want to take it in between because it is very difficult for me to keep a track of all. So I request you to keep solving. As we are doing the concepts, you keep on solving the questions. That will give you 3 to 4 questions per concept. All right? And it is easy.
Okay.
That way you can practice your concept also. And once we are able to finish all the problems of this, then I'll ask you to scan it and submit its PDF form. All right? Once module is over, I'll not give you much time, hardly 1 or 2 days to submit it. So I'll request you to keep solving. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
ma'am.
Now I'm sharing
Ma'am,
the. Yes, beta.
ma'am, I wanted to ask if homogeneous are always consistent, then why it has trivial solution?
Consistency means you should get a solution, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever you have homogeneous equation, all zero value will always be satisfied by the equation.
Okay, ma'am.
So you will always get a trivial solution. Now the motive is to get something which is non-trivial.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. Let's try and start with the next concept. Okay. Now I want you to explain me. Do you understand the meaning of linear combination of vectors? Have you done that?
No, ma'am.
No, you must have done. You know what
Ma'am,
is
maybe the name is
basis.
different.
You have done basis, right? Basis you have done?
Ma'am, are we starting a new module?
No, no. We are starting the new concept of same module.
Okay, ma'am.
You have studied linearly independent vectors. Hmm? Have you studied? See, I'll not take a no. You have studied. I'll tell you how. If you remember, you did a concept, a theorem, that if you have a third vector in the plane, you can always write that vector in the as combination of two vectors given in the plane.
Resolution.
Not the projection or resolution. There was a theorem that if you have three vectors in a plane, you can always write one vector as combination of the other two. This you did. No, not the triangle law. Okay, I request you to check your class 12th book. As and when you get time, check how coplanar vectors have been dealt. Okay, you have done this. I want you to revise it. I'm taking the concept in matrix format. So let us see how to go about it. We say, suppose you have a vector x1, a vector x2 and a vector x3. Here when I am saying vector, I mean you have a matrix, column matrix or maybe row matrix. Suppose this is vector 1. Okay, you can write it like this or you can write it like this. The meaning is same, right? Transpose of this row matrix is this vector. Okay, so we call three vectors x1, x2, x3 as linearly independent. Linearly independent if when you multiply it by the scalars, suppose the scalars are a, b and c, scalars A, B and C, and the output is 0, then at least, sorry, independent means all A, B and C should be 0. Now I'll give you one very easy example that you already know. Suppose I write x1 as this, x2 as this, and x3 as, okay, these are three vectors given in column matrix form. Now let's see if ax1, bx2 and cx3 is 0. What will be a, b, c and c? When you take this, what will you get? See, we are adding three matrices. You will get a and b and c, and this is equal to 0, 0, 0. Is it okay or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? So when you are saying that two matrices are equal, then output is this. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
When you are saying two vectors are equal, that means this holds. So I can say that, okay, x1, x2 and x3 are linearly independent. Okay, now what is the meaning of linearly dependent? Suppose you have x1 equals to, I'm taking easy examples so that you can understand. X2 is 0 to 1. As in 3 cross 3, x1, x2, x3 were independent. If you take x1 and x2 and you try to write their linear combination, they will also be independent. You can see, if you write A, this is preliminary that we need to know, that's why I am explaining it to you. So you will get A, B, and this is 0, 0, and this will give you A as 0 and B as 0, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I can conclude that x1 and x2 are linearly independent. Now I am taking a vector x3, and let the vector x3 is 2, 3. Okay. Now let me check what will happen to x1, x2, x3. I am taking x1 same as what I have taken, x2 0, 1, and x3 is 2, 3. Okay. Now let's take ax1, bx2, cx3 and equate it to 0. That will give me a 0, 0b, 2c, 3c equals to 0, 0. So that is a plus 2c is 0, or let me write it, b plus 3c is 0. Is this okay? Now a plus 2c is 0 and b plus 3c is 0. That means a is minus 2c and b is minus 3c. If I take c as 1, then a equals to minus 2 and b is equal to minus 3. What happened here? We are able to find a, b and c are not all 0. Not all 0. Such that ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 is 0. Right? That means x1, x2, x3 are linearly dependent. Have you understood the difference between independent and dependent?
Yes, ma'am.
Any number of vectors are linearly independent. If you multiply them with a constant, then the output should always be 0. If you are able to find some non-zero output, then the vectors will be dependent. All right? Understood? And when vectors are dependent, you can always write one vector in terms of rest of the vectors. For example, I have found x1, x2 and x3 as dependent. Okay. Now if you check this, I can write x3 as 2x1 plus 3x2. You can check. How? This is 2, 1, 0, 3, 0, 1. When you multiply, you will get 2, 3, and which is same as your x3. Is it all right? Understood?
Yes.
Okay. So let's try and use all this information for the concept that we have to do today. So let's focus on today's concept. Today we will be doing with eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a matrix. Okay. Suppose you have a n cross n matrix. Now A is a square matrix, remember that. Otherwise you cannot take the difference. Let A be an n-root square matrix and lambda an indeterminate. Indeterminate means it is not already determined, you have to determine it. Okay. The matrix, sorry, the matrix A minus lambda in, where in is the identity matrix of order n, may be obtained in this way. Okay. Whenever you write A minus lambda n, obviously lambda will shift where? It will shift to the diagonal. Is this all right, or you have any doubt about it? Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what you are getting? This is an n cross n determinant, right? When you get n cross n determinant and you try to expand it, you will get a polynomial in lambda. I'll tell you how. Suppose your A is, just a minute.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, why is this lambda coming in the diagonal only?
That was the question I asked. Did you realize how? What is in? If I take, suppose you have A as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Obviously, when you want to use this, then I should be I2 only. Is it okay or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you have this. Okay, let's see what will you get. This is A minus lambda I in determinant form. All right. This I am writing. This lambda will go inside, and then you will take the difference term by term. So first place will be this.
Yes, ma'am.
Second place it has 0, so no change. 3. Here no change. 2. Here you will get lambda, so this is 4 minus.
Lambda.
Why you get lambda only in diagonal? Because I is having non-zero value only in diagonal. So when you multiply I with lambda, all lambda will be placed at the diagonal.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so when you take its difference with A, only diagonal will be impacted. Now if I have to write this, it will be determinant 1 minus lambda 2, 3, 4 minus lambda. And when I try to take the determinantal value, it will give me minus 6. Alright. So you multiply, what will you get? Minus 4 lambda minus lambda gives you, this is lambda square minus 5 lambda plus 4 minus 6 equals to 0. Sorry. You will get this, 0 nahi. This is just the polynomial. Are you understanding that you will get this polynomial
Yes, ma'am.
when you write the determinantal value? Is it okay? When you try to find a minus lambda in for this a and this I, this is the polynomial that you have got. What is the degree of polynomial? Degree of polynomial is the order of the matrix. The order here is 2 cross 2. So order is 2. So the polynomial is of degree 2. What this statement is saying, understood or not? Huh? Is this statement understood?
Yes.
Okay. So, now let's try and understand this. So when you have a square matrix this, then you get a determinant a minus lambda in. When you expand it, you get a polynomial in lambda of degree n. This polynomial is known as characteristic polynomial of matrix A. Is this statement okay? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Why so hesitant? Yes.
Ma'am, just one doubt that
Huh?
you want to say that the identity matrix which is up
Huh?
there, the
Huh?
same degree will be the equation also. Polynomial, I mean.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can you get some other degree?
No, no, okay, ma'am.
Right? Whenever you have a matrix of order n, the degree of polynomial an, whatever degree of polynomial you are getting here, is of order n only. And because it comes from the diagonal, your diagonal will be non-zero, so all lambdas will be multiplied. Is
Okay,
this
ma'am.
okay? Okay, let's proceed to the next one. Now, when you equate this determinant value as 0, then the equation is known as characteristic equation. The roots of this equation are known as eigenvalues or characteristic roots of the matrix. We talked about two things. You had a matrix A of order n, then you took its difference with in. That will give you a matrix A minus lambda in. When you find its determinant value, the polynomial that you got is characteristic polynomial. If you equate this determinant to 0, then the equation is known as characteristic equation. Since it is an equation of degree n, it will give you n roots. And those roots are known as eigenvalues or characteristic roots of matrix A. So now what is characteristic root is understood or not? Huh?
Ma'am, please repeat. Yes.
When you have understood, you will get a polynomial of degree n here,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
If you have a polynomial of degree n, how many roots it will have? At the most
N
n
roots.
roots. So the polynomial can have at the most n eigenvalues. And it is a polynomial in lambda. So the lambda values are known as eigenvalues. Is this part understood or not? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Now suppose, try and understand this. Now suppose lambda is a characteristic root of the matrix. Obviously for each lambda, this part will be 0 for each lambda because you have calculated it from here. And then there exists a non-zero x such that a minus lambda I. Now this is matrix, okay? such that A minus lambda n x equals to 0. That is, Ax is equal to lambda x. Is this statement understood or not? Huh? I want you to explain something. A minus lambda in is a matrix, all right? And you know that this matrix is 0, 0 matrix from the basic definition. That definition has been deduced from here. Suppose you are able to find a non-zero vector x or non-zero value x such that Ax is equal to lambda x, then you can write it like this, right? Can you? Because you will multiply any vector with I, you get that vector only. So we can write it this way. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Right?
what is x representing here?
X is any vector. We call it vector. Actually, it's a matrix. X is
Okay.
any unknown matrix that has to be determined. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when you focus on this, if you write A minus lambda in as some matrix B, then you have equation like this. Is it acceptable or not?
And ma'am, here B represents A minus lambda in.
Lambda in. Now, what is this? What kind of equation is this?
Homogeneous.
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 And you have read that for homogeneous, you will always find a trivial solution. Trivial solution will always be there, right? Every 0x will satisfy this, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So getting 0 is of no use to us. If for this we are able to get x which is non-zero, I want you to focus on this. If you are able to get non-zero x such that Ax is equal to lambda x, then this x is known as eigenvector with respect to eigenvalue lambda. Is this statement understood or not?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if from the equation bx is equals to 0, we are able to get such a x that is not a zero vector, then that x is known as a eigenvector with respect to lambda.
With respect to that lambda,
That lambda means?
you will get n lambda values, right? N
Yes, ma'am.
lambda value. So for each individual lambda, you will try and find out x.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see how do we use it.
Ma'am, so
Okay.
I understand that we have to find eigenvalues
And
by,
eigenvectors.
yes, ma'am, eigenvectors, but I was not able to understand the bottom part, the bx is equal to 0. What are we trying to find here?
I have tried to correlate it with the things that you know, that A minus lambda in x represents a homogeneous equation. Homogeneous equation. That's why I have summarized it as Bx, where your B was A minus lambda in. So we are trying to get non-zero x that satisfies this, and if we are able to find that x, that is known as eigenvector corresponding to this particular lambda. Okay, let us try and understand this. Chalo ek question likho. Write down. Let me clean it first. Write a question. Find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors just a minute. This is closed. Let me reopen it. I'm sorry. Write the first column, 300, first column. I'm giving you the question. Three zero zero 120. Sorry, 465. Now this is your A. Let's try and understand how it works. Noted? Question noted? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, what kind of matrix is this? Is there any
Upper triangular.
upper triangle?
Upper triangular matrix.
Yes. Now I'm trying to solve it in my teaching board. Let's try and do it. Give me A, that is 300. What is the last column? 4,
6.5.
6.
6.5.
Okay, now this is our A. So A minus lambda I is, I'm writing it in one step. Okay, first time let me write it properly.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta. Yes, I'm
Ma'am,
listening.
what's the value of n here?
What is the value of N? You tell me. What is the order of A?
3.
Correct, very good.
3.
Yes, 3, it is 3. So this is your I3, right? So when you put it, what will I get? 3 minus lambda, 1, 4, 0, 0. And you must have noticed only diagonal values will change. Sorry, no other values will change. Is this okay or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Now try to find the determinantal value. So, oh, sorry बच्चों. This is equal to, now I am writing the determinantal value. This is 2 minus lambda, this is 0, 6. Can anyone give me the output? And
Ma'am, 3 minus lambda into lambda square minus 7 lambda plus 10.
this is a special type of matrix. Whenever you get upper triangular matrix, the determinantal value of upper triangular matrix is product of the elements of the diagonal. So it is 3 minus lambda, 2 minus lambda, 5 minus lambda equals to 0. How I have calculated it, you can expand it with respect to this column. This into this minus this into 0. So only these three. Right? Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
we are able to get three factors. What will be the output? We are getting lambda is equal to 2, 3 and 5. Is this okay? These are the three values of lambda. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will try to find out the vector. Just see. Now we want Ax equals to lambda x. Since there are three values of lambda, we will take up one value at a time. Suppose I am taking lambda is equal to 2. This is our first solving. Okay. So this will give us, this means we want a minus lambda I x, sorry, x equals to 0, and this will give us, now what is your lambda? Lambda is 2. Okay, so 3 minus 2, 0, 0, 1, 2 minus 3, 0, 4, 6, 5 minus 2. What is your x? Here x is the value. What value you will get? X should be incompatible with this. Okay, so your x is, suppose I write this x, x, y, z. Any doubt in this?
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, how did you write x as xyz?
Because you are solving two equations, right? This x will be a column vector. That's why we are using the word vector. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So whatever order you have here, accordingly you will write the column vector. So if it is of order n, this will be a column vector of order n. Alright? Is it okay? May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So this will give us 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, then 4, 6, 3, right? Now if I try to solve it, what I am getting? X plus y plus 4z equals to 0. 6y equals to 0. Sorry, 6z. 6z. And 3z equals to 0. Otherwise also if you reduce it, it will, since here you have 0, so you can reduce it also. Okay. Now let's try and focus on this. Are these equations understood? How we got it? Now when you solve these two, it is giving you z equals to 0. We cannot take any other value of z. Is it acceptable or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Now focus on the first equation. When you put z as 0, how first equation will change? It will give you x plus y equals to 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you have one equation and how many variables?
2.
Two variables. So we can take some non-zero values, right? Because zero values are always satisfied. So we are looking for non-zero value. Suppose I take x as 1, then that will give me y as minus 1. Okay. So one such non-zero vector that I am getting, if I write this as x1, then one such non-zero vector that I am getting is 1, minus 1, 0. Right?
Ma'am? Ma'am, like this you have assumed 1 and minus 1. We can assume infinite numbers 2 and minus 2, 3 and minus 3.
I'm about to shift to that. Now here I took a specific value, right? If in place of a specific value, suppose I take x as k, then y will be minus k and z will be 0. In that case, our x1 will be k into this, right? And this is most general vector, right? You keep on changing the value of a k, you will get different x1. right?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood? So there are two things you must have observed. The first thing that you should observe is eigenvector is not unique. Do you realize that? For each eigenvalue, you can find many eigenvectors. Like if I put k as 1, I'll get one eigenvector. If I put k as 2, I'll get second eigenvector, and so on. Right? The thing is, somebody's surrounding is noisy. Please mute your mic. Ah. If I change the value of k, I'll get different vectors. But here, all these vectors are dependent vectors. Any vector xk1 is dependent on this k. Okay. And if you are trying to write 10 vectors, then those 10 vectors will be related to each other. For example, if I take k as 2 and write it as x1 dash, then x1 dash is 2 times x1. Are you realizing this? If I take k as 1 and mark it as x1, when I take k as 2, I mark it as x1 dash. That will be 2 times x1. Is it okay or not?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood? So there are two takeaways. The first takeaway is that you are looking for non-zero vectors. Zero vector will always satisfy. Second takeaway is that your eigenvector need not be unique. Okay? It is not necessary that you find unique eigenvectors. You may find eigenvectors, many eigenvectors which are dependent on each other. This is second takeaway. Now let's see how other eigenvectors are calculated. Okay, let's try for the next eigenvalue. Next eigenvalue, let me write. That is lambda is equal to
3.
3. Now I am writing determinant A minus lambda I in one go. I am assuming that you have understood. This as 0. Okay. So this will give you 3 minus 3, 0, 0, 1, 2 minus 3, 0, then 4, 6, 5 minus 3 into xyz. Is this 5? This will give us 0, 0, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 4, 6, 2, please check. Now if we try to multiply it, what will be the output? The outcome will be y plus 4z equals to 0, minus y plus 6z equals to 0, and z equals to 0. Is this okay? So when you put z as 0, that will give you y as 0.
Ma'am, won't it be 2z equal to 0?
Where? Array,
Uh,
so I have written the output 2z equals to 0. Now 2z equals to 0 means z equals to 0, and if z equals to 0 means y equals to 0. Right? Yes or no? Just check.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
x and
ma'am.
y and z are 0. This whole scenario is quite about x. That means your x is arbitrary.
So, ma'am,
Is
x
it
could be any real value.
any real value, any value, right? So
Is it?
one, you can write x1, x2 as because we are doing it for the next one. You can write it as K100, where K belongs to R. Is it okay? Right?
Ma'am,
Yes, please.
how can we just take the value of x equals to 1? Is there any condition regarding to it?
No. We took X as K. We took X as K where K belongs to R. So I have written a general vector. If I take K as 1, then X2 will be 1, 0, 0. And that is also an eigenvector for lambda equals to 3. I am repeating what I did. What output you have got after the putting the value of lambda in A minus lambda I, that output has nothing to say about X. It has given you Y, it has given you Z. Since this X is not putting any impact on the situation, you can select X as per your own wish. But definitely you have to select X as a non-zero value, because if you put X as 0, this becomes 0, 0, 0.
Okay, ma'am.
Understood? Now let's try and do it for third value. That is lambda is equal to 5, and see how it works. I'm writing it directly like this. So A minus 5, sorry, A minus 5I x equals to 0 will give me 3 minus 5, 0, 0, 1, 2 minus 5, 0, 4, 6, 5 minus 5. Alright? Solve this. So this will give you minus 2, 0, 0, 1 minus 3, 0, 4, 6, 0, and the two equations that you will get, minus 2x plus y plus 4z equals to 0. So this will give us y is equal to 2z. And when you put it here, this will give you 2z plus 4z is 6z, x is equal to 3z. That means your x and y are dependent on z. Suppose you assume z as k, then x is 3k, y is 2k. So x3 will be, if I take out k, it is 3, 2, 1. And if you put k as 1, you will get 3, 2, 1 as one such vector. Are you clear with what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I want you to solve one question. I am giving you a question. Try and find out. Write down. Suppose your A is minus, yes,
So, ma'am, in the previous question, the answer for that question will be the three eigenvalues that we got, x1, x2, and x3.
that will be eigenvectors.
Sorry, ma'am, eigenvectors.
Yes, eigenvalues are 2, 3, 5. With respect to 2, you got one eigenvector. With respect to 3, you got second eigenvector. With respect to 5, you got third eigenvector. Alright?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now note down this question. Now this is your A. Find eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Ask if you have any doubt.
Ma'am, could you just show the previous slide?
Just a minute. This one?
Yes, ma'am. I just forgot to note down something.
Okay, sure.
Ma'am,
The concept PPT is already uploaded on LMS. You can check it from there also.
Okay, ma'am.
excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, lambda is equals to 1, 0 and minus 2.
No. None of it is right.
Ma'am,
Mhm.
ma'am, I'm getting
What
only
is your...
one value, that is -3.
Yes, ma'am. I'm also getting one value.
That's wrong. What is your polynomial? Tell me the poly...
Ma'am, it is
Huh?
45 plus 15 lambda equals to 0.
Wrong. Why have you done that way? Is it upper triangular
Yes.
matrix?
Oh, okay.
Ma'am means first we have to convert this in upper triangular matrix.
No. I took that question because I wanted you to give a question which is not upper triangular. And I had to give you one property. That's why I took that.
Ma'am,
That if...
should we convert it to upper triangular matrix to
No,
make the
no,
final
no,
calculation
no.
easier?
You directly find the determinant. You will not convert anything here.
Okay, ma'am.
That means you will be writing like this. The determinant will be -2 minus lambda, 2 minus 1, 2, 1 minus lambda minus 2, -3 minus 6 minus lambda. That is your
Ma'am, then a product of
polynomial.
the diagonal.
No, here it is not product of the diagonal. Here it is not
Okay.
upper
Here
triangular.
I
That was a special case because I wanted to give you the property that okay, if you are able to get, if you have upper triangular, it is easy. You cannot apply it blindly, dear. I had specified that.
Are the values
okay.
-2, -3, and 4?
-2.
I'm giving you the polynomial. First, you check the polynomial.
Ma'am, it's coming minus lambda cube minus lambda square plus 21 lambda plus 45.
Correct. This is your polynomial. I put it in the equation form.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am having a problem in the last question, the third eigenvalue. Could you just explain a little bit of that?
Just a minute. Rest of you, please solve this polynomial. Give me the roots now. What is the problem, bacha?
Ma'am, how did you convert it in the K form here?
See what you are getting here. Check. You are
Ma'am, the
getting.
equations are
Listen,
same
listen.
that I am getting.
This is the equation now. You are getting y is equal to z and x is equal to 3z. That means
Okay.
your x and y are dependent on z. Whatever
Yes,
you
ma'am.
take as z, that will give you x and y. So if I take x as z as k, then x will be 3k and y will be 2k from these equations.
Okay, ma'am.
Got that?
Yes,
So if
ma'am.
I am writing a general x3, it is k into something. If I give a specific value to k, accordingly I will get different value of x3. Like if
Understood,
I...
ma'am.
Correct. Chalo, let's proceed to the next one. Is this fine? Are you able to get this? Are you able to get this?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
Huh?
solving right.
One lambda is -3. One
Correct.
root is -3.
Correct. If
And
1 is
I'm
-3,
solving for
obviously
others.
5 will definitely be there. You can check 5 is there. Okay, I'm giving you another value. This is a special case. You are getting repeated roots. All right. This is the output of lambda. I want you to check. May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to focus on this. Here you are getting two roots, which is repeated. Lambda is equal to minus 3 is a repeated root. Now the question is, if we are getting repeated roots, what will happen to the eigenvectors? Let's try and get the eigenvector for this. Will we be able to get two eigenvectors or not? It is not necessary that every time you are able to get independent eigenvectors. Sometimes you get same eigenvector, sometimes you get different eigenvectors. So in this case, let us see what will happen. Substitute the value. So minus 2, minus 3, I'm writing it, please check. Is this okay? When you simplify, this will give you 1, 2, minus 1, 2, 3, minus 2, minus 3, minus 6, 3. Please check me if something is wrong.
In second row, first fourth column is 4.
Sorry, this is 4. This is 4. All right. Now, if you check this carefully, this row and this row are common, right? What will you get here? I'm writing it in the equation form. And these three actually giving you only one equation. If you divide it by 2, you get this. If you multiply it by minus 1, you get this. Right? Now you have one equation and you have three unknowns. That means you can have two arbitrary values. Yes or no? One equation, three
Yes, ma'am.
unknowns, so two values are arbitrary.
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
are getting two arbitrary values, that means you are getting two different vectors. Suppose I take y as 0 and z as 1. Okay. So what will be x? X will be 3. So one eigenvector is 3, 0, 1. Okay. Now I choose next set of value. Suppose I take z as 0 and y as 1, then x will be minus 2. So x2 is minus 2, 1, 0. And x1 and x2 are independent. You cannot write either of the two in each other's form. Can you check this? Is it okay or not? Ask if you have doubt.
So we can write it as m, n, and some other variable.
That is up to you. That is up to you. This is more simplified form. Now I'm leaving 5 for you to solve. I've already done repeated one. We will take this on in the next class as well. One more aspect of it I want to discuss. But till here I want you to go through. Okay? It is there in HK Das and it is there in the PPT. Whatever suits you, you can go for that.
Can we write equation in eigenvector, because if we take variables in this like and n, then for x we have to write the equation.
But motive is not to complicate it. Motive is to make it simple.
And so how to generalize this?
You can generalize it. Suppose you are, since you are putting two values, right? So you take one as 0, other as k. The things will come in K.
Oh.
I have told you in the beginning only, right? Ki the answers that you are getting is not unique. It's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
unique. So keep that thing in mind. Okay? Now I'm going to take your attendance. I want you to post your attendance. And respond to your names. Just hold on. Your Amazon is working properly.
No, ma'am.
It's creating a lot of problem, right?
Yes.
Maybe some issue is there.